In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, one God, Amen. Regarding solutions of the issue of pornography. We spoke briefly about the IT solutions. Simply the IT solutions to secure a network and secure devices and secure locations that they are going to or going through. You never, sometimes there be a lot of bad stories. One time a teenager girl is printing على الوايرلess printer from the phone. You can print. She's printing a passport application عشان to apply for passport. She was traveling. والباسبورت application 4, 5, maximum 6 pages. والprinter كان upstairs. ولقيت البرينتر شغال very very quick وشغال عمال بيطبع. And she went all the way up. She found that the printer is printing inappropriate stuff. So she didn't know what's going on. She returned back. You go back on the computer, you can see the history, the log of who is printing what from which device. Most probably the printer was closed or had a technical issue. And her dad tried to print these pictures. It didn't go through. And when she was printing this, it printed out everything. And it is, when you are dealing with a teenager girl and her dad is asking her, did you go to church yesterday? It's very sad. So in order really to portray a life of purity, we need really to live a pure life. You cannot fake it. Because purity has a smell, has an aroma. Like this is the aroma of Christ. When you see someone who is pure, you don't know, but you feel something different. In the way they look, in the way they dress, in the way they talk, in the way... It is just the demeanor of the person is just giving it. And vice versa also when someone is living an inappropriate life or not an honest life. So from an IT perspective, I will send you this, the house, it's called Houses of Prayers. Houses of Purity. This is not house. It's Houses of Purity retreat. And this retreat we had 8 talks about the issue of the pornography, treating the issue of pornography within couples, treating the issue of pornography with a person, individual, dealing with the changes in the brain that happens because of pornography, because porn is addiction, and it rewired the brain to the extent that if you I will show it to you. If you the brain, the structure of the brain change. And you think, and I think this is the core of the problem, or a major thing in the problem. If someone has been watching porn for a very long time, for very long hours, repeatedly, many years, now we are in an addiction phase. We are not in a, habibi, just pray, وربنا يسهل لك. No. We bypassed the stage. I'm not saying that this is impossible or this is beyond repair, No, there is nothing that is beyond repair and there is nothing that is impossible. But the case is, if you have someone who is diabetic for the past 15 years and they are having issues with diabetes, you don't just go and tell them, you know what, just take this pill and you will be okay. Or take care of your diets. It is much more complicated than what you can think. So we need really to address it in the right way. Look to this. Just the power of the habit, how building a habit is changing your brain. Are you there? How building the habit, whether it is a positive habit or a negative habit, is just having a habit. I will tell you a funny story. There was a guy who has been smoking cigarettes for the past 40 years. Very old Egyptian man. He goes 4 p.m. in the balcony. He crosses his feet and he starts smoking cigarettes. This guy was admitted in the hospital having an operation, surgery, and it turned out to be that it is 4 p.m. in the surgery and he is under full anesthesia. He crossed his leg and he did this. He is under full anesthesia. The power of habit is very powerful, to the extent that you think. That's why for those who are the parents of little kids, the power of a habit of praying every night, reading the scripture daily. Every Sunday we are in church, rain or snow, whatever is happening. One of the U.S. Army generals said that there is nothing you can do if you get the habits right. There is nothing that you cannot do if you get the habit of doing it right. And it applies on positive and negative things. I will share with you this. So this is a test that they did. You insert. So you insert. So this is a rat. This is a click. But once this is clicking, this door is opening to the rat. Are you there? And the rat goes all the way, right and left, right and left, right and left, till the rat finds the chocolate, eats the chocolate, and this is the experiment. This is an MIT study. To see this capacity in action, what is happening here? Consider this graph which shows activity within the rat's skull, the rat brain. As it encounters the maze, once the click is on, the rat is not familiar with the place. But he is smelling, or it is smelling chocolate, but doesn't know the path. Right and left, right and left, right and left. And this time the brain is working or not? Working heavily. Then goes right, nothing is there, goes left. Now the brain captured the image in the rat brain that it is on the left. This is the brain image of the rat searching for the chocolate. This is the click. This is the first section, the second section, and the chocolate. And when he is getting the chocolate, look to the spike in the brain activity, very high. After a week, once the rat is familiar with the rat, are you there? Here is what is happening. The rat is building what? A habit. Once the rat is familiar and scurrying has become a habit, the rat's brain settles down as it runs through the maze. And look the picture. The click, the brain is working, the brain is not working, all the way to receive the chocolate. The brain is on cruise control. He's doing it without even noticing. Yani, can I pray, Our Father who art in heaven, and count the beams in this roof? Yes, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Because the brain memorized Our Father who art in heaven, so it is on the plateau. The plane is resting. The brain is resting. So I can do another thing while the brain is resting. عشان كده وانت مثلا, if you are driving to a new home, you find yourself parking in front of the old home. Oh, how did I come here? The brain has been wired that when you are doing something repeatedly, that it do it automatically to save the energy of the brain. And this is how we are very bright and very, if you do something a lot of time, you master it. You don't even think. And in this process in which the brain converts a sequence of actions into automatic routine, this is the habit. It is known as chunking, and it is as the root of how habits are formed. There are dozens, or if not hundreds, of behavioral chunks that we rely on every day. Some are simple. You just automatically put your toothpaste and the toothbrush before sticking it in your mouth. And some are such as getting dressed or making the kids ready, or whatever action you are doing. So I am bringing all of this because many times in the mind of the youth, when I am stressed, the click is on. When mama هتعرفني في حياتي, the click is on. When my wife is nagging, my husband is giving me hard time, we are going through stressful situation, the click is on. And for many years, when I was stressed, I used to cope with the stress in pornography, because I feel relieved, or it distracts my mind from it. So you'll find the youth or the person is, once the trigger is there, they are on cruise control without thinking, searching online and reaching the satisfaction in the end. And this is telling you how powerful is the habit. Are you there? Well, I lost you. It sounds very scientific, but it is very simple as well. The trigger and the result are the highest brain activity. Before, the brain of the rat was searching and figuring things out, but after this, they are not working anymore. And that's why sometimes you get bored in your work, because you have done this many times. It's not challenging anymore, and your brain is not working anymore. So you are again, Danny. Oh. So I'm just telling you all of this because of one thing. Don't say he's just looking to websites, it's no big deal. He will stop looking to those websites. It is not that quick. If it has been wired as a habit, then it has been there for a while. And the brain has been moving in this path for a very long time. So what is the solution? Know the click. What is the triggers? If usually the trigger is a feeling, is an emotion. Okay, when I feel stressed, I do this. When I'm hungry, I do this. When I'm bored, I do this. When I'm having a fight or argument with my boss, I do this. When I am frustrated, I do this. The feeling is the key. Once you identify the feeling, and remember, the feelings is high, the brain is not working, and you keep doing whatever is the impulsive things that you do. So the key in dealing with this issue is self-awareness. And you know what? I realize that when I am stressed out, I eat a lot. And you cannot stop yourself from eating. And you will not be able to stop yourself from eating, except if you catch yourself when you are Are you there ولا I lost you? Are you there? أوقف إزاي ال impulsive eating reaction? How? Of what?
Trigger.
It is the key, the trigger. When I am stressed out, I go shopping and I go shopping crazy. Then the key is not, okay, when you are in shopping, you are in this mode. The brain is not working. You are just spending right and left, maybe on Amazon. And the key is, okay, now how I feel, I feel that I am very, very angry, very upset, very frustrated, very stressed out. Then when I am in this feeling, then what is my positive, healthy plan of dealing with this feeling? I know a guy told me this. Every time, a married guy, he told me I have been struggling with porn for many years. And the only thing that's stopping me is, every time I have this idea in my mind, I play the liturgy of Pope Kyrillos on YouTube live. I listen to the voice of Pope Kyrillos, and once I listen to his voice, I am on a panic mode spiritually. I feel that he is there. And I tell myself, okay, this is exactly the situation. It is not telling yourself, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it, I promise you I'm not going to do it, I believe me, I'm not going to do it. He knew the trigger when he is frustrated, and he told me, when I'm frustrated from my wife, I shut down and I go to my room, and that's what I do. So he realized once he sees frustration, YouTube Pope Kyrillos, done. But if I didn't deal with the issue in the right time, sometimes it's too late and sometimes you cannot do it. And by the way, if the brain has been wired in this manner for a very long time, it is not just, Habibi, stop doing this stuff. No, it's much more. Sometimes they need group counseling, sometimes they need counseling, sometimes they need group and counseling and spiritual activities, and sometimes they need the 5 aspects of a human being: spiritual, mentoring, physical. They try to become more active, emotional, therapy and group setting, social support, and the last thing, intellectual, to keep themselves busy. So my point is, don't say, I know what, it's no big deal, I will stop doing it. I will stop doing it. It is not that easy, it is not that simple in many of the cases. So the power of a habit, whether it is positive or negative, it is very powerful. That's why attending liturgy is as much as you can. Dressing, if you are not a deacon, dressing a deacon as much as you can. Being the person that you want to be, even if you are forcing yourself, even if this is against your own will. It is very helpful. And once you build the habit, it's much easier to change the situation that you are dealing with. And when it comes to parents, how to deal with this problem? Number 1, be proactive. Number 2, protect. Number 3, personal relationship. 3 P's. What do you think being proactive, protect, personal relationship? In the proactivity, for example, this is a very nice book. It's called Good and Bad Pictures. You can educate the kids very, very early in their life. And you proactively tell them, you know what, okay, now there are things that are good and things that are bad. The things that are good are so and so and so. Things that are bad are so and so and so. If it happened that you see something like this, I give them the tool in advance to protect them And all of this is in a nice, friendly book that is not hard to follow, or is not that complicated, or it is not that telling them something that is really out of context. So proactively educate your kids. I remember this is a very funny story. Another Abuna was in Disneyland. And do you know that Disneyland is a hub for the same thingy, same gender? This is very famous. They have parades and they have days you go to Disneyland and you find yourself, everyone is dressing the same T-shirt and you don't know what's going on and what is this shirt. It's very awkward. So anyway, so I'm just telling you that even Disney, the place for kids, is definitely not pure anymore. So this Abuna was in a line waiting for a ride, and he had the little kids, and the people in front of him, two young, a male and a female, they started acting up in inappropriate way, and they are insisting on doing it while they saw him as a clergy. Because, you know what, so what are you doing here? And Abuna tried to distract the kids from looking on what's going on, and Abuna said, you know what, God, get me out of this. And the unbelievable things happened. It is very sad, but this what happened, that the girl was epileptic, and she got an epilepsy episode in that time, in the queue. And God saved the whole scene with something out of mind. So it is really important that even if you see something, you don't pretend that is non-existent, because you know that the kids already saw it. You just address it and say, you know what? Oops, something wrong is happening. What do you think of this? What is right? What is wrong? What is honoring to God? What the children of God does in a setting like this. What do you think of what is happening? And here you can connect and build a stronger, deeper relationship with the kids using something that is negative. I remember my kids were very young, and they were on a cart, and we were going to grocery shopping, and I found myself in the liquor area by mistake. Oh, hundreds of liquor bottles, and they kept asking me, what is this, what is this, what is this, 100 questions in the second. So I told them, just calm down. This is liquor, this is alcohol, and people are drinking. And why they are drinking alcohol? I told them because of whatever is the reasons, but drinking alcohol is making someone out of control, while in many situations we need to be in control. While when you drink alcohol, your mind is the amount of alcohol will rise, will distort the brain thinking. And we kept talking about the whole scene of alcohol and what to do and what to do and what not to do, and they were very curious. And they asked me, okay, so why we don't have alcohol home? Then I told them, because of all these reasons. So they told me, so why the last time we went and saw that deacon in his home, he had this amount of alcohol on the side, and I didn't know even that they were there and they noticed the alcohol in that deacon's home. And we opened a lot of discussion, and I always tell them, keep your eye on Christ who is blameless. Keep your eye on Christ who is blameless. There is no one who is not perfect. There is no one who is perfect. There is no one who is without problems or issues or weaknesses. And let us focus on God, because you will find even Coptic drug dealers inside of the church. in big, huge cities, you will find those people. And the whole point is telling them that the church, you just get married to anyone inside of the church, and we keep giving them I will tell you a guy's belief system. Never get married from someone outside of the church. Never get married from someone outside of the church. Never get married. Installing the belief system many times. And he said, okay, this is a true story. And he said, okay, I'm not going to get married from outside of the church. And
is that installing a belief system or saying do's and don'ts?
لا, this is a belief system. خلاص. I have been telling him this for a long time. So now it is, no way, I will never get married outside of the church. It is do and don'ts, but also it sink all the way to that is a belief. And the guy picked out a profile of a girl. Technically, she is from the Coptic church, but she has nothing to do with the Coptic church. Never attended liturgy, never done anything. They go together to Las Vegas, and it's crazy. And now, do you think that the mom has been doing a good job? It is not about I'm seeing much more righteous people outside of the church joining the church and living a righteous life than people who are from the church, and they are faking it. We cannot just generalize and label, the Copts are the most holy people, that you just pick a Coptic girl or a Coptic boy and young man that this will work out. No. Don't leave the church. This is a big, I think, it's a very, don't get married outside of the church, but pick someone who is going to help you grow, help you serve, help you come closer to God, help you pray, help you be a better person in your life, having the fear of God in their hearts, honoring God, revering God, serving. So this is a profile of someone that will edify the person, not hinder the person. And sometimes we get stuck in cultural issues that is of no relevance. So proactivity is a key with the kids. This is one of the very nice tools, good pictures and bad pictures. And I think it's available on Amazon too. Proactivity to educate your kids. Father-son, this is a father-son DVD. You do Father Sunday, Saturday, they attend liturgy, they go car racing or whatever. And before they leave the church, they have a 45-minute talk or 1 hour talk. Sometimes you give the DVD to the parents or tell them about the DVD. They buy it, like Passport for Purity. I heard that all of you are already aware of it. Those tools are very helpful because it's nice, it is helpful, it breaks the ice, it is done professionally, it is attractive, but don't recommend anything that you haven't listened to or done. Also, this is a DVD for females and understanding relationships. The Princes Take Longer Than a Frog by I think his name is Douglas Wise, a very, very famous guy in the field of sex addiction and porn addiction. You're already aware of Passport for Purity. By the way, Passport for Purity makers, they did something called Passport for Identity, working on the very close model on who you are and your identity. And the kids in 6th graders till almost time, sometimes college, they don't know who you are. They don't know who they are. And they don't know how to affiliate or to whom they should belong. And it's very, very confusing. And sometimes even older kids, older adults, they are confused as well. And you find this confusion, believe it or not, after retirement. Someone is very active, very famous, very committed, working 14 hours a day, retired. And now you see everything is falling apart. Of who am I? What I'm doing in life? I'm not able to provide anymore. I'm not important. I'm not used. I'm not utilized. And it hits also, and can find identity crisis. After divorce, can hit identity crisis. After changing careers, it's identity is a key. It is not that I figured it out. I'm done. No, it's a journey and it's a process that we need to think of. We had a technical support group. So, for example, I remember a mom has nothing to do with computers, never did anything on computer, and she knows that her son is dealing with this problem. She called us. We connected her with someone. We sent her a DVD with the sermon. We helped her to get someone with a log me in on their computer, their home, and they set up the password. So we have a group of servants who have been helping out in this, and I think this is a very important thing that you can do as a group to help others as well, especially those who are tech savvy. We mentioned OpenDNS and Covenant Eyes. Covenant Eyes is a software that you download on your phone or on your PC that will keep record of every single activity this person who is using this device, and send you a report with it. They delete, they don't delete, they clear history, they don't clear history. It is working.
Even if they're using apps like Snapchat, whatever activity they can do on that particular app.
Back to Snapchat and Instagram, there is another tool. Actually, it looked very, very interesting. And I will get you the exact tool right now, because I sent message to the group of the Houses of Purity, the IT group, and I asked them to check on this software. It's very, very promising. The way I saw the ad, it's called Josh.forcefield. .me. And this website, you sign up. I think it's $15 a month. I never tried it. It is, as I'm telling you, I just heard about it and I saw promotion about it. If really what they are doing is true, you can, from your phone, have access and control the internet connection of your kids, know what they log into, their messages, you know, as if you are having the phone of your kids on your phone.
This is more of an ethical issue for me. I'm just wondering, is this really an appropriate thing to do? To keep an eye on every single activity that your kid is doing, tracking down their location and stuff like that? I understand that we're trying to protect.
They know aware. They are aware. I don't hide it from them, and I'm not sneaking it behind their back.
So the kids,
you want to have an iPhone? This is the rules of the iPhone in this home. I will track this stuff. If you are doing something wrong,
okay,
why are you hiding it, or why you should be afraid of it?
I saw an issue about this Sabuna in a movie where a mom, and it was revolving around this topic, where a mom was doing this and she was open with her daughter. You have to do this, you have to do that, and this is what it is. You'll be tracked. Why did you call this for this guy? All this, and the girl ended up buying another phone on her own when she was old enough. That is not tracked and hid it from her mom, and did all the illegal activities behind her back there. how is this a healthy way of tracking?
It
I'm
is
sorry,
the
I
no,
want
no,
to challenge this.
I
I'm not comfortable with it.
no, I like the challenge. The whole point is when the kids are younger, they need more control. When they grow, I need to let go because I cannot control a college student. Simply, I can't. If they need to do whatever they want to do, they will do it. But the point is, first of all, and this what is the third point is the personal relationship. It is not a boot camp. It is not. I know what's going on. If there is something alarming going on, we will talk about it. Do you think that this is controlling? It depends on how you see things. But the more I'm open conversation, and I am connecting, and I am doing like that businessman who is diligently seeking to connect with his kids and his wife. The more it is, you know what, Dad, I messed up, I shouldn't have been there. They will call you even before you get the report. But if it is a control freak issue, then this is another problem. Then I have a problem I need to deal with.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm not saying this behind the back of the kids or sneaking on them. No. It should be, and this is where we mature as well as our kids. You know what? I trust you, but I don't trust what is happening outside. And this is true. Because we trust the kids. But remember the guy whom his mom kicked him inside of the office of the priest after the game that he was seeing or he was playing, and the escalation of the situation. We knew and we have a full knowledge that porn is targeting kids, not kids are targeting porn as a beginning. So my responsibility as a dad or as a priest or as a servant to protect as much as I can, but it is not on the mood of being freak and controlling. This is not the issue. The issue is just raise awareness, connect with the kids, tell them what's going on. Also tell them your shortcomings. And I remember one of the servants was watching, he and his kid was watching Super Bowl. And while watching Super Bowl, you all know the ads that is coming around Super Bowl is extremely expensive and extremely sexual messages. And they like football and they enjoy it. So every time an inappropriate ad is coming, the dad is looking away, turning away his face from the TV, and he's telling his kid, it seems something again is coming, we shouldn't look at it. And he is really modeling this. And he genuinely is doing this. And one time, this servant is saying that his son was in front of the TV and he was not watching with his son, and he was coming from far off, and he looked on the TV and there was something inappropriate, and he found his son doing this, exactly mirroring what he has been doing when he was with him. So this is the healthy setting that we hope for. It is not about controlling the kids or controlling the spouses or.
I heard of these tools before. And I heard the parents. I know of parents who actually do them behind the kids' back. And the kids, as you said, are mature enough. Well, I should say mature enough, but at least
they're smarter than us.
Yeah.
And they will figure out something to knock it down, to change it, they will find a way. They will just Google it. How to do this.
So letting them know that this is...
Yes, definitely.
And loosening control, loosening the tightness a little bit as they go.
And as the maturity of the kids also.
Okay.
Because I know a family, they had 2 kids. The first kid, very dedicated, very honest. If he scratched a car while he was parking, he will go all the way and get the name of the person and put his name and his insurance and his stuff. And the second sibling, if he killed someone, he doesn't care. So the amount of control you want to give and with this boy is different than this. If the one who is not that much mature, if he is getting in an out of state school or college, you will be doubting 100 times. You are going to send him, and so there is a lot of dynamics in this. But the whole point is, when we are mirroring honesty and genuineness and integrity, and we are passing it on to the kids, the issue is not that I don't trust you, the issue that I don't trust what is outside. Let us talk about it. Let us build this strong relationship. Then it's a completely healthy setting. You're welcome. So number one is being proactive, one step ahead before what is happening to the kids. Number two is protect, and we mentioned this. And number three is personal relationship. And I can't, you know what, if there is only one thing that I will leave you with this in this retreat, it is the relationship. We with God, we with the church, and we with our spouses, and we with our kids that we are serving, or God has entrusted us to be our kids. Because if we lost this, then what else is there? What else is there that we can give them or we can help them with? Truth without relationship leads to rejection. Okay, you are always telling me the truth. You are always telling me that I'm a failure. You are always telling me that I scratched the car when I was driving 15 years back, and you always tell me that I lost my phone. You are always, yeah, it is truth. What you are saying is truth, but there is no relationship. So this truth without relationship leads to rejection. Rules without relationship leads to rebellion. You know what? This is too much rules. Then I will rebel against these rules whenever I have a chance. And how many kids, they just get the license, and they get the key, the first key of their car, and they disappear completely from church. Because it has been forced on them harshly without a relationship, so it leads to rebelling. Discipline without relationship leads to anger. When we discipline the kid, I will tell you a story that happened with one of the families that I know. But focus with me because it's a little bit confusing. For example, Adam's family are visiting Jack's family, okay? Jack's dad had a problem with his son. So he took his son aside, he started talking with him about the problem. They figured it out. The son apologized to his dad, and things were cool, no problems. Adam's son watched this, and he started crying. So everybody was wondering, what's going on? What are you crying about? And Jack's son had a problem. It is fixed. It has nothing to do with you. So what has this to do with you? And Adam's son said, I never saw Dad talking to me this way. I saw him very harsh, very demeaning, very angry, very resentful. So I felt bad about myself that I'm not getting this treatment. I'm not getting this connection. I'm not getting this relationship that is there. Discipline without relationship leads to anger and resentment in the heart of the kids, big time. I will end here with this beautiful verse. Keep repeating it because it's very, very important verse. And this is the victory that has overcome the world, our faith. If we trust in God more than we trust in the world, we trust in the commandment of God more than we trust in the constitution of the country, we trust in the power and the strength of the church and the sacrament more than we trust the power and the strength of the schooling system. We trust in God more than we trust in whatever is around us, and by this we conquer and we overcome. I think we covered most everything. This 45 program, it's called Youth 45 program. It is recommended for self-education recovery program for youth. So if you have a youth has been deeply involved in inappropriate stuff like porn for many years, and they are on the addiction side, or you feel that they are on an addiction side, this program is done free for the youth, but it is paid for the adults. When you sign up, they are doing it free service for the youth. It's like a 42 sessions of education and recovery and tools that help the youth to break the bond of porn. There is also Every Man's Battle retreat. Have you heard about Every Man's Battle? Every Man's Battle is the writer of that book. His name is Steve Arterburn, and he has been speaking about porn issue in the past 25 years where no one was speaking. He really figured it out. The problems, the issues, the solutions, and he is doing, I think, this organization, it's called Every Man's Battle. If you go Google it, Every Man's Battle retreat. They have retreats for adults, male, who have problems with porn and problems in their marriages from this aspect. It's a bit expensive retreat, but we have experience of sending 2 or 3 people to this retreat, and it was very positive. It's very expensive, around $1,200. They check in Friday morning all the way till Sunday at noon. Very rigorous group session, lecture, group session and discussion, lecture, group session, lecture, all day long, with only breaks of maybe an hour for eating or something. It is very costly because there are professional counselors who are sex addict counselors that they are there attending, so that's why it's very high with this amount of hours to pay them all. So this is what brings up the cost of this retreat. The last time I called them, priests go for 50% only. It is not free anymore. So if they know that there is a pastor or there is a priest who wants to attend, they give them 50% off. Yeah, all of the. I'm not giving anything that is not Christian, any resources that is not Christian. There is also some resources here and some. The last one is men's group Bible study. It's called the Battle Plan. The last one.
What's number 1 as well?
Presentation on filtering covenant eye flyers. The open DNS and the stuff that we just mentioned. This is the presentation. So this is like a recommended action to the families. Order the good pics, bad pics for the bookstore of the church. Raise the awareness with the servants. Refer when it is a red flag. The workshop. Those toll-free numbers are for counseling of porn addiction in California, and I think it is nationwide, the New Life Ministry. But I'm definitely sure that there will be also tools here in Canada. Pure Desire, this is one of the. This one is a brilliant source and the guy who is behind it has been counseling porn addict for the past 40 years. And he has this website with a lot of very nice resources as well. So my whole point is we need to assess identify those who need professional help, because not everyone who is watching porn is a sex addict. Do you watch porn? How often? 2 or 3 times a week is a red flag. When was the first exposure? If the first exposure is very, very early in there, when the concrete is wet, then it has a long-lasting effect. How long have you had that problem? Is there anyone involved with you in viewing or sending or receiving P2P, the P2 porn? How explicit or severe, if there is any same gender or child pornography? All of this are red flags. If you have 2 or 3 red flags, most probably from those questions we are on an addiction side, not just pray and stay pure and avoid this problems. Are you there, or I'm confusing you? Still awake?
But I have a question regarding this. Who can judge that this is the soft side which pray and stay away, or who can judge, like, if I go to priest and confess, would he be able to follow this checkpoint?
This message was to clergy in a clergy meeting where 120 abunas were there, and the bishops and the metropolitan. I'm giving you the tools that I gave to the abunas in this setting, because it's important to be aware that not everyone who is watching anything online is an addict, and not everyone is just it is casual. No, we need really to assess. So if abuna is having more background or aware with those tools, this might help. But if it just those few questions will give you a guidance. If you have out of those 5 questions, 2 or 3 are yes, and very long time things as becoming, for example, is anyone involved? If anyone is involved in porn, this means it bypassed. Now it is the relationship is playing role in porn, the belief system, the values, the behavior, all is affected, and now we are dealing with a much deeper issue than just watching a magazine in the doctor's office. So the key is assessment. And if I don't know how to assess, I send the person to someone who can. And I don't mind helping anyone, at least with a phone call. I can, at least if they are open, to check with them, ask them and refer. It is not that I will be there or I will be helping from there, but at least if the just this part I can help, I will definitely help.
I was just going to say, education and awareness sessions like this one can open up the mind of the couple, because sometimes the couple themselves, she doesn't know that he's addicted to porn, and he doesn't know that she is addicted to whatever. So once they start to learn about it and they notice the changes, they notice their behavior, the partner's behavior, this is when they see it and they do something about it.
Yes, yes. And unfortunately, the infiltration of this filthiness online has tainted the marriages of many because of the weird expectation, the inappropriate way of thinking, the inappropriate expectations, and things is going in a direction that God never approved, or God never said that it is okay. So I remember a question of you remember Magdul, the guy who funded all this phenomenon, the More Than a Carpenter, his son was in that conference, and he was. They asked him, "What do you think of a couple that they are watching this stuff while they are intimate together?" And his answer was really a very remarkable answer, and he said, the Hebrew 13:4, let the bed be honorable, and the marriage be honorable, and the bed undefiled. ليكن الزواج مكرما والمضجع غير دنس. And he told the people they were asking through online questions, and he told the couple that asked this question, whom you are bringing in the relationship when you are intimate. Are you bringing God, or are you bringing the devil and the filthiness of the world that will be your third partners? So whom you are bringing? Are you connecting and God is your third? Or the world and the filthiness of the world that is there? So I think there is a lot of nice resources and nice tools that can help parents and can equip us with this, and give us a step ahead. And the beauty is the Protestant church, the Catholic church, the Orthodox, everyone is for the first time ever is sharing resources and helping each other. In that conference, there was a Catholic priest who came and attended the conference as a speaker against the order of his church, because the Catholic church told him, don't go. And he said, no, I'm going, because he himself was struggling with porn a while ago in his life. And he said, I want to face it, and I will go, and I will share my personal experience. It was very uplifting experience when you see all denominations and everyone is fighting for the dignity of marriage and honoring our families and the kids that God has entrusted us with, or the kids that we have the honor to serve or to help. So till now, you have any questions? Eh? Yeah.
Do you think, Abuna, there's an appropriate age where the kids can have their own phone, or teenagers, a personal one, a smartphone, or just a...
Okay, I will tell you what one of the servants answered this question. It is not my answer. I should give him the credit. His name is Mark. And he said this: a junior high kid succeeded and got straight A's in 6th grade. So the mom and the dad rewarded him by hiring 3 prostitutes to come in his room and to establish a very nice setting for him. And this is how they treated him fairly, or how they rewarded him. So everybody said, who of the families will do this? And they told them, you are doing this by giving them an open smartphone with no rules, with no consequence, and you don't know what's happening. There are more than 3 are there already in the room. So it's a personal struggle. High school, definitely they should have phones. I think, because if they are in high school and they don't have phones, it is very awkward. I mean, they will be made fun out of big time. But now it's far from high school. I'm seeing 3rd graders. A 3rd grader kid is moving with an iPhone 7 with unlimited data. Yeah, I have seen this. And you dare tell the parents why you are giving this to your kids. And it goes and goes. And the key is the support. For example, it is not you alone, because your kids will be friends with other kids. So it is better to be proactive as a group and say, you know what? No smartphones till 8th grade. Past 8th grade, you will get a smartphone. If you want any phone, we'll give you a flip phone. Use it as much as you want. Unlimited calling if you want to. Because that's, with the flip phone, what you are going to do. But if you apply it on your own, and all the families that are closer to you are not applying it, then this will, you are not fair, you are the mean parent, and look how nice they are, and I will go in this endless dilemma. So if it is doable, then this will be the perfect setting. If it is not doable, it is not doable, and we need to set the rule very clearly from the beginning, and both parents should be on the same page. Just received a phone call from out of state. Someone is telling me, very, very tough situation. The mom is working overnight, night shift. And the dad is start working from 3 to midnight. And the kids are left alone with no supervision all this time. So how the mom dealt with the guilt that she is not there. Smartphone. It was not a smart idea. Because the kids, now you are giving the kids an unlimited access with no supervision. You are shooting yourself in your foot. And when I was talking to the husband, he told me, I didn't have a say in it. She went, she signed them up. She got them the phones even without consulting me. Where is the family? So the more we are united we stand together. United we will not be conquered. But once we are divided as a family, then this is not good. So I didn't answer you, or I answered you, I don't know, but
No, you did.
so unity is a key as a family. If unity as a group, this will be great. And knowing exactly. And I think that the last اللي هو Josh dot force field ده, if it really is providing what they are doing, what they are saying, it will be a brilliant idea, because from one app you have access to all the phones. You can even shut down the internet in dinner time on all the phones. Let us eat together, and let us pray together, and let us be one family. And I think that the 3 times that many times we forget to connect with the kids, because connection is a key in the relationship. Dinner time, driving time, and sleeping time. Those are the golden opportunities for us to connect. Dinner, driving, and sleeping.
To the internet?
What?
Connect to the internet?
No. Connect to the internet.
Especially when driving.
So there is one last talk. If you can take it, tell me when, and I'm all yours. It's about practical tools in living a pure life and life of purity. So
I guess we might need some fresh air for all of us.
okay.
So Kiro has some good games that we will play outside for about half an hour.
Good.
And we can start back again at 6:30.
We have Vespers in the schedule, or what is the plan? Okay.
So we can start 6:15 by Vespers.
And after Vespers we can finish with this talk.
Yeah. So dinner is already downstairs, but I don't think. There's no room, so we'll postpone dinner after the last talk. Is that fair? That's good.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Yeah.
في أبونا في حاجة اسمها gender expression
ايه ده؟
اللي هو how I express myself وبتاع. فممكن ولد بشوف مثلا وانا ماشي مع الفاميلي بتاعتي في المول، محل مثلا بيبيع ميك اب وحاطط شاش عليها اعلانات، اللي بيحط الميك اب في الاعلان ولد. ودلوقتي بقينا نشوف الولاد بتلبس شعرها وبتعمل فرقان وبتلبس حمامات. عندي ولد هو 4 سنين بس انا بقدم جونيور هاي، فانا بشوف الترند دي. فمورالي ده صح ولا غلط من بيبليكال بوينت اوف فيو الولد مثلا يحط ميك اب؟
لا طبعا غلط.
ليه بقى؟
ليه؟ اللي موجودة في يومين.
ممكن تقول لي الايه معلش؟
موجودة. ازيك يا طارق؟ سلام.
هو
مرقص لا تمشي يا مرقص. انا مش همشي يا ابونا، انا قلت لك انا قاعد النهارده. انا بس عاوز اجيب الايه.
لا ما انا عايز اصور.
لا انا هجيب لك الايه اكزاكتلي. انا هجيب لك انت عارف عشان الكواليتي كنترول قصه البريفنشن is very important for me. very important. يعني تحسن تشغل يوتيوب تلاقي قاعد تنزل.
ده رحت انا وميري الفيلم بتاع بيوتي اند ذا بيست، وكان في 2 جاي بيمثلوا
كمان
بيوتي اند ذا بيست.
لا ما هو خلي بالك هي كلها هيدن اجندا. انا كنت بتفرج على الفيلم بتاع ديوترونومي 22. لا حط الآية ديوترونومي 22:5.
اوكي.
It says very clearly الرجالة ما يلبسوش لبس الستات والستات ما يلبسوش لبس الرجالة. بس خليك very very sensitive if this issue is there for junior high. انه يعني انا
هو محدش بيعملها، بس هم بيسألوا بيتفرجوا على الصور وبيعملوا لايكات على بنت عامله شعرها قصة ولاد ولابسه بدله زي الولاد وبتتصرف كده تصرفات ولاد. فانا بشوف الاكتيفيتي بتاعتهم اونلاين ان هم عاجباهم الفكره اللي هو فيها ايه. انا ما بدورش حد ما عملش حاجه غلط من وجهه نظرهم يعني.
برينج ات اب اتكلم في الموضوع معاهم واسمع منهم وممكن وبعد ما تسمع منهم مرة في قاعدة كده في ايس كريم في بتاع plan بقى something how to counteract it. يعني المهم تسمع. انا ما سمعتش ودخلت طق
لا انا بسمع بلاوي.
هيحلقونا بنسمع كتير.
ايوه
بس انا عجبني ان انتوا يا ابونا ان انتوا دخلتوا جامد في المواضيع دي. احنا I think we still even scratching the surface which is very important. يعني انا عجبني جدا الويب سايت ده اللي هو فيه اللينكات ده. even the first link is not working. we tried it again. اليوتيوب بتاعه مش شغال. بس you can search الاوبن دي ان اس how it works على يوتيوب.
يعني احنا عندنا في الكنيسه واحد اي تي وابنه في الفصل
جورج
وبيقول لي انا مش عامل الحاجات دي. هو اذكى مني ويعرف يعمل انبلوك للحاجات دي. فانا مع من بدايه جريد 7 انا التركيز على الريليشن شيب والفاليوز. لكن موضوع ان احنا نقفل ماشي ده مع السن الصغير، لكن مع السن الكبير ممكن نعمل اي حاجه. الموبايل مقفول، موبايل صاحبه موجود.
انا كنت هعلق على اول سؤال في القصه دي. عارف الكومنت بتاعنا ايه؟ الفيش كونكريت the more the time it's just getting hard man. استناها يعني كل ما تكسب انت وقت في القصه دي it's way كل ما تكسب كل ما تكسب اكتر. بالظبط كده. is very true. and prevention انا مش عايز ان هم انا عارف ان هم اللي chasing them not vice versa.
مش هنقول بقى ايه ضرب عايزين نلعبوا جنب انا قصدي
بتحصل. نقدر